Hey, what's up, guys? This is Elliot here with Connected Web Services, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a simple Google Ads campaign so you can advertise your business when somebody searches in a keyword on Google that's related to your product or service. Now, just to show you an example of what type of ad we're going to be doing today, I went on Google and searched for a service, auto repair in Charlotte, and you can see the very first three listings are ads from local auto repair shops that have paid to show up here when somebody types in a keyword that's related to their business. So first thing that you need before we get started is a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, just head on over to google.com and sign up for one. Once you've signed up for a Google account, you need to head to ads.google.com right here and sign up for a Google Ads account using the Google account that you just created. And once you've done that, this is the first screen that you're going to see. It's going to prompt you to set up a new advertising campaign. So Google has a very simple wizard that you can walk through to create a very basic, non-customized account. I typically don't recommend this because I like to have a little more control, and I don't think it's as hard as a lot of people think it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore this, and we're going to go down here and switch to expert mode. So this way you can see all the steps involved to create the campaign. So again, this is just another kind of simple Google wizard. It really doesn't matter what you click here. I always just select website traffic. All this is doing is giving you different campaign types that it recommends. And the campaign type that we're going to be doing today is search anyway, so we can ignore all the other ones. So I'm going to click on search. And for this example, I'm going to set up a campaign advertising my services, so website development and digital marketing. So I'm going to enter my website here, connected-web.com, and it's prompting me to set up a conversion. I'm not going to do that right now, but I will cover that at the end of the video. So I'm going to skip over that for now and hit continue. So first thing it wants us to do is set a campaign name. So I'll do just connected web campaign. Down here, it wants us to select the network. So these are other websites other than just google.com that our ad has the ability to show. For today, I'm not going to advertise on any other network. I only want to show up on Google as it is the most popular network out there. So I will uncheck those two. So scrolling down, we get into our targeting, and the first thing is the location that we want to target. So if you're a business that sells either a virtual service or you have a product that you can ship all over the US, you can simply just leave United States selected. Or if you want to target only specific areas within the United States, we can hit enter another location, and I will click here in advanced search just so you can kind of see a map while we do this. So I'm based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's say I only wanted to target people in Charlotte. So I'll go over here, I'll type in Charlotte, and you can see here, Charlotte, North Carolina. I click on that, and it's now outlined Charlotte. Um, Now, you may look at this and you say, oh, well, we kind of consider Charlotte a little bigger than this. So you can see it cuts off Matthews and Mint Hill down here, which technically isn't Charlotte, but a lot of times when we advertise, we're kind of talking to a lot more than just what Google considers Charlotte. So instead of typing in a exact location, you can do a radius. So I'm going to use Charlotte as my center point, and I'm going to say 20 miles around that, and you can see it's now created a circle with a 20-mile radius, and it covers, a lot more. And maybe, for example, I want to include just a little bit up here as well, just a little bit of Mooresville, so maybe like a 5-mile radius of Mooresville, and I can say target that, and then now I'm only grabbing a tiny bit. So you can see that you can be very selective and you can pick very specific areas. You can do counties, zip codes. You can do a radius around a certain city. You can do, an entire state, whatever you want to do. So we use this as my targeting for this example, and I'm going to hit save down here at the bottom. Our ads will all be in English, so that's already selected. No need to add another language. And we're not going to touch on audiences today because we're only doing a search campaign and we only want people to see the ad who typed in a keyword. Audiences are generally more for display campaigns when you say, oh, I want to target people who are interested in cars, so I'm going to advertise a car repair or car online shop to them. So we don't need to worry about that today. All right, so down here is where we are going to define our daily budget. So let's say we're a company and we decide our monthly budget for advertising is $500. The calculation for your daily budget will be 500 divided by 30.4. 30.4 are the average number of days in a month, and that'll give us about 1645. So I'll put 1645 in here. Now, just so you understand, you may exceed your daily budget, but on a monthly basis, you will not exceed $500. And I know it's a little confusing, but you may have fluctuations in days where, um, there are not enough people searching for that keyword, so you don't have as many searches, therefore you don't have as many clicks, and you can't fully utilize your daily budget. And then so that means that you have some left over for the next day, and it may exceed 1645 and may spend $25 to make up for the previous day. So always consider what your monthly budget is and what you're willing to spend, and then base your daily budget on that. Down here is our bidding strategy. We're going to be focusing on clicks right now, so we are going to pay whenever somebody clicks on our ad. We can set a maximum cost per click bid, so this is the maximum amount we're willing to pay, but we're not going to set that right now, and we're going to allow Google, by using our maximize clicks bid strategy, get us the most clicks for our budget, and that's going to auto determine what our bid is. So down here, 3 more things, which I'm not going to do right now, so we can get into the actual campaign itself. These are extensions, so adding your phone number to the ad, adding additional links to other pages on your website to the ad, and just more things to kind of spice it up and give you more real estate on the page by utilizing these extensions. So we'll set those up in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and hit save and continue. So now we're going to set up an ad group. So there are basically 3 different levels within Google Ads. You've got the account level, which is just your Google account, and within that you have campaigns, and you can have multiple different campaigns for different types of things. I could be running a campaign for my business, I could be running a campaign for somebody else's business, and those could all fall under within my account. So you've got the account, you've got a campaign, and then within a campaign, you can have multiple different ad groups. So my campaign is for Connected Web Services, my business. Within that, I can have multiple ad groups. So I can do an ad group for website development. I can do an ad group for digital marketing. I can do an ad group for search engine optimization. And within each of those ad groups, I'm going to have separate keywords and separate ads that are only related to that ad group. And that way you can specialize and target what ads your customers are going to see based on the keywords they type in. So my first ad group, I'm going to do website development. And you can see here, it's kind of already recommended some keywords to me, which are great. And these are very helpful for kind of determining, different things that people could type in. For now, I'm going to delete all these. I'm going to show you a strategy that I use to really hone down on your keywords. So to give you an example, let's say I left this list in here and I was like, okay, those keywords are good. I'm good with these. These are called broad match keywords. And by having, let's get rid of all these and just have one left so we can focus on this one keyword. So this is a broad match keyword. There are no modifiers on it, and it's website design. So this doesn't only mean when somebody types in website design that my ad has the ability to show. It could mean lots of other things. If somebody types in free website, maybe my ad will still pop up because this is a broad match keyword, and anything that's related to this keyword will also show your ad. And it sounds like a great concept, but when you actually see it play out and you run a campaign that's only using broad keywords, you realize you get a lot of clicks and searches for keywords that are kind of related to your business, but it's not directly what you want to do. So if somebody typed in website design, good, I want to show up for that. If somebody types in tutorial on how to build a free website, my ad's still probably going to come up because that keyword is somewhat related to the word website design. So we want to drive down more on that. And the way that you do this is by using keyword modifiers. So just to show you, by using a plus sign in front of each keyword, plus website, plus design, now the only way that my ad is going to appear is if their search contains the word website and contains the word design. Now they could be typing in website design in Charlotte, website design in Washington, website design in California, and I'm still going to come up because those two keywords that I specified with the plus sign are included in the search. And sometimes that's not even good enough. A lot of times, the best strategy is to target long tail keywords. So, very specific keywords that when somebody types this in, they're looking for your service. So, I may add something like website design services. Um, I may add another one like website development services. So now in each of these searches, every word that I've added a plus sign to has to be included in the search. And as you can see, that can be very powerful because you're limiting the ad to show to very specific searches. And I'll go ahead and type in a few more. Um, Maybe web um, design company, web development company, maybe even just website company. Um, and I like to include a plus sign in front of all these because I want to guarantee that word is in their search. I generally recommend about 10 different keywords just to speed this video up. I'll just do these 5 for now, but I would recommend you get at least 10 keywords that have 2 to 3 words in each, which are considered long tail keywords, to really guarantee and maximize your targeting. So just to show you, if I only did, website, for example, I only required the word website. That's not a good keyword because there are so many different phrases and things you could type that include the word website that has nothing to do with what you're advertising. If I just did website, somebody could type in, what's the website for McDonald's on Google, and my ad has the option to show up because it does technically include the word website. But I didn't specify any other words that needed to be included, so it's such a random phrase that's irrelevant, and I don't want to pay for a click when somebody searches that and clicks on my ad. And I promise you, you will be amazed at, people will type in the most random phrase and click on your ad, even though your ad clearly has nothing to do with your service. They will click on it and it will cost you money. So you want to make sure this keyword list is very tight. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Continue. So that's our ad group. Now we're down to the ad level where we create actual ads for this campaign. So the first thing it's going to ask is your final URL, and if you get that little caution sign, it's because you're missing HTTP or HTTPS in front of your website, which everyone should have a secure server by now. So next on the list are your headlines and your descriptions. So on the right side, you can see this gives you kind of an example of what you're going to see on Google when somebody sees your ads. So my headline may be something like Charlotte's best web designers. Charlotte's best web designers. There's one. Second one is, 10% off all websites. Maybe just that. And then headline 3 is, marketing and branding experts. So again, take some time and think of what you want to do for your business, but you generally want to include some very important selling points and you want it to be clear what your business does in these headlines. So my very first one, Charlotte's best web designers. Okay, if somebody types in web design and they see this ad, they're instantly like, okay, this is a web design company based out of Charlotte. Oh, they've got 10% off of all of their websites right now. Oh, they also do marketing and branding. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and click on this ad and view their website. So you want to make it very clear what you're offering in the headlines. The description is what's going to come below that. So the description gives you more characters. You can see this gives you 90. The headlines only allow you 30. So you can kind of type a few more things out right here. And I like to use this space for kind of a more personalized selling point to the customer. So um, Connected Web is an honest, upfront web development and marketing agency. And then my description too is feel free to reach out today for a free website audit and marketing quote. Again, I know this is kind of crappy text for now, but I'm just showing you examples of things that you could type. So really spend some time on this and type something out that's going to speak to your customer and let them know who you are. So, okay, that's one ad. I recommend 3 ads per ad group. So you can see right here, it's got spaces for 3 different ads. For now, I'm just going to create one, but I recommend creating 3 different ads for each ad group. And what this is going to do is it's going to give Google 3 options of ads to show your customers. And so when they type in, this ad starts with the word Charlotte Best Web Designers. So if somebody types in web design, this ad is more likely to come up because I have the word web designers in the headline. Now, if I said, best website company in Charlotte, for example, and this ad is in the same ad group and somebody types in website company in Charlotte, this ad is more likely to show because the text within the ad is more relevant to the keyword they search. So you want to have at least 3 different ads that kind of utilize the different keywords on your keyword list to give Google options. And what's going to happen is once these ads run for a while, Google is going to give you the data and say, okay, this ad got shown and got clicked more than the other ads. This second ad maybe is underperforming. Lots of people are seeing it, but no one's clicking it. So okay, the ad's not working. Let me get rid of that one and try something different. So it's really just giving Google different things to work with. I'm going to switch that back and go ahead and hit save and continue. All right, so this is the final step in creating the campaign. It's going to ask for your time zone, your business name, so Connected Web Services, and then it's going to ask for a credit or debit card so that you can access the account. All right, so I just entered my credit card information and click submit, and this is the next page that you see. You can see we're all done creating our campaign, and there's the email for it. And we can click explore your campaign. So this is going to be the main dashboard that you see when you log in and look at your campaign. And like I said earlier, you can see the different levels that are on here. You've got the campaign level, which then drives down to the ad group level. And then within each ad group, you've got ads that are specific to the ad group. You've got keywords that are specific to that ad group, and so on. So I'll kind of just go through so you can understand the structure of it. Here is my campaign. The budget is set at the campaign level, so the entire campaign shares this budget. Whether I have 1 ad group or 10 ad groups, the total amount this campaign will spend is $16.45 a day times 30.4 days, so $500 a month. When I click into here, I can see all the different ad groups. So right now I've only got 1, but like I said earlier, I could do different ad groups. I could do one for digital marketing. I could do one for, search engine optimization, and I could have multiple different ad groups in here. When I click into this ad group, I'm now seeing the keywords that are specific to this ad group. So since this is a website development ad group, I've only got website design and website development and website company keywords in here um, because my ads are specific to website design. So 2 extra things that I want to touch on that we did not cover earlier were ad extensions as well as conversions. The first thing we're going to talk about are ad extensions, and what these are just additional customization you can add to each of the ads that give you more real estate on the page. So your company's phone number, your company's address, maybe some links to other pages on your website, just additional things that personalize your ad and give the customer more information about your business. So what I'm going to do is I've already selected my website development ad group right here. So I'm already within that ad group. I'm now going to go into extensions right here. And you can see it's giving me three kind of general extensions. If you go down here and click create ad extension, this will give you the entire list. So there are a few that I highly recommend, and we're only going to cover those few for this video. That will be site link extension and call extension. I think these are very important because site link extensions allow you to show other links to other pages on your website. So even though I'm running an ad about website development, I may have another small link at the bottom of the ad for digital marketing. I may have another one for search engine optimization. And just so they can see and understand, okay, these guys kind of do the full package. Although this is a website development ad, here's some other pages. And maybe I have a portfolio page on there. Maybe I have a contact us page on there. So you're just giving them options of, different paths to go down when your ad shows on Google. So we'll start with the site link extension. It's pretty straightforward, and I'm not going to walk through the entire process because you can kind of see how it will look right here. But let's say I wanted to add a link for our portfolio. Maybe our portfolio link is /portfolio. So that's the link that it's going to go to. And you can even write a description about it. So I can say, view some of our past website projects. And that won't fit. So maybe just some of our past websites. And the thing with Google is you give it a lot of information, but that doesn't guarantee that that information you give is going to show every time. So I've provided a site link. I've even provided a description for that site link, but that doesn't mean it's going to show every time. Sometimes it will show, sometimes it will not. Sometimes it will include the description if there's enough room, sometimes it will not. So you want to give it as much information as possible and just let Google take that information and utilize it where it sees fit. So I'd recommend, doing 2 descriptions for each site link, and I'd recommend having at least 4 site links, which you can see they give you space for 4. So determine what your 4 pages are on your website that you also want to promote and include those here. So the next extension that we're going to talk about is a call extension. So I'm going to go back to extensions. I guess I got to cancel this one. I'm going to go back down here to create ad extension just so you can kind of see the entire list. And I'm going to scroll down here and click call extension. All this is doing is simply adding a phone number to your ad. So if somebody's on mobile, for instance, and let's say you're a tire repair company and somebody's broke down on the side of the road and they frantically went on Google and typed in tire repair near me, your ad came up. By you having that phone number right there, you've just eliminated one step in the process. If your phone number was not there, they'd have to click on the ad, go to your website, and then click the phone number on your website. Here, when you include the phone number directly in your ad, they're way more likely to say, okay, here's a company I can call right now. Let me just click the phone number and bam, they're on the phone with you. So it's very important to have a phone number here, especially for a services-based business. So I'm going to go ahead and just put mine in here. That's our business phone number. And you can see right here, it will appear below the ad. Again, it will not always appear. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. It generally appears more often on a mobile device because there's a higher chance that somebody will click your phone number on a mobile device. But Google, it's up to Google when they show, this extension or other extensions. So that's the call ad. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about are conversions. So conversions are basically sales or a form fill out, or they called you, or they set up an appointment. I'm not going to get too deep into conversions, but I'm going to show you where you can access them and how you can set them up. So I'll go over here to Tools and Settings and then click on Conversions at the top. All right, so I'll click the plus conversions button, and you can see here there are kind of different conversions that you can track. So you can track actions on your website. So their examples are online sales, link clicks, page views, signups. So maybe if somebody gets to your website and they buy a product, that's counted as a conversion. If they click a specific button on your website that you've got linked to something that you want to know if they clicked on that button, you can set that as a conversion. If they sign up for an appointment or something, there are endless possibilities of things that you can do, but generally it's it's indicating that that person took an action on your website that turned into a sale for your business. Um, the other important one here is phone calls. Obviously, this is a call directly from your ad. Somebody calls the phone number on your website, and that gets called as a conversion because if they called you, that turned into a appointment. And having that conversion data in your Google Ads account is very important to the success of your ads account because when you basically turn around and tell Google, hey, this person, clicked on this ad and they bought a product on my website or they ended up calling me. Like that was a good lead that you just brought to me, Google. When you give it that data, Google is going to utilize that in future ads and will better decide which ads to show. What's the max bid going to be? Oh, they called, so maybe it's going to include that call extension more often because that's a highly converting thing. And right now, our campaign is set to maximize clicks. That's our bidding strategy. And that's just always going to get you the most clicks for your budget. But if you set up conversions, you can change that bid strategy to maximize conversions. And instead of just maximizing the number of clicks that you're going to get, it's going to try and show you to people who are more likely to convert. Maybe it's based on their keyword or based on their location, how close they are to you, or if they've been very likely to convert on ads in the past. It's going to try and get more conversions. Now, when you follow that ad strategy, generally your clicks are going to cost more because it's targeting even further towards people that are likely to convert versus just anyone who's willing to click the ad. So you are going to see a higher cost per click generally on a conversion bid strategy, but generally at the end of the day, it's going to give you a better ROI when you're focusing more on conversions and you've got that set up on your website. I'm not going to, walk through the process of setting all this up because it's a very lengthy process. However, one thing that I would highly recommend that you do, and it's a very simple thing, especially for service-based companies, get a tracking number. Find some service where you can buy a phone number for 15 bucks a month. It's a unique number and you only put it on your website. And that way, every time somebody calls that phone number, you know that they're calling from your website because they called that unique number that you purchased. And you can track that data, you can connect it here with Google Ads, and you can, tell Google Ads whenever somebody converted and called your business. So that's the end of this tutorial. I hope it helped a little bit. This is definitely geared towards people who are brand new to setting this up. If you've still got questions or you want to set up a more complex campaign or you need help setting up conversions, please feel free to visit our website at connected-web.com. I'll also put the link in the description below. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks.